Dropping gems from Keisha Christian. She's on a mission, sharing information, knowledge for soul, body and mind. Dropping gems, KeishaGems.com, KeishaGems.com.
Just Dropping Gems podcast, proud partner of Rude Rangers Unite and Strong Island Entertainment. We can be found on Roku and on the Rude Rangers app. Be sure to download the app on your iOS or Android devices. This episode is sponsored by hashtag Pure Romance by Venice. Venice Richards, your pure romance consultant, inspires women to enhance their intimate lives and take care of their sexual health. Book your party today. Info in the show notes or description box below. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Just Dropping Gems podcast. I'm so excited to have one today, Augustina Ekwunife. She's an author of various books, one which I love that I read, Soar, and her latest book, Purpose. And I have her on today to discuss what made her write these books, what led her to this journey that she's on, and all the wonderful things that she's doing. Because I'm noticing on social media that she has all these book tours taking place, and I must say I'm so proud of her. And we just have to celebrate her and celebrate our self-published authors. Augustina, I have to tell you, thank you so much for coming on my podcast today. I'm so excited to have you on and to have this conversation with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Keisha, for inviting me. I'm blessed to have you in my life. Thank you so much for crossing my path. I'm really blessed.
Oh,
yeah.
Thank you. I have to say, I don't even know who sent who a friend request, but I just know when I met her on Facebook, I don't know, it was something about her energy that I was just drawn to. And then I was like,
wow.
We really have to support each other. So I just have to say, I'm just so happy. I'm blessed to have you in my life as well.
Amen. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I think I have to start with the book Pruned.
Okay, Pruned. Okay.
Is it showing? Yeah. It all started with me writing this book Pruned because Pruned is about how God took me to the valley. You know, so many people will want to fly, go to new heights, but there is always the valley before the height. And we all want to carry our crown, but most people don't want to carry their cross.
Yes.
But before you carry the crown, there is always the cross behind. So Prune is about God taking away so many things from my life, cutting off so many relationships, so many habits that are limiting my potentials, that are stopping me from becoming or being the woman I am supposed to be. And when I was in the valley, it was not easy. I struggled with it. I fought it until I realized that there is no way I can fight with my destiny. It's either I let go and let God, or I will live to regret my life. And I don't want to live in regret. So I started writing these books because I want to share, my story. I believe that each and every one of us, we have a voice, we have a story, we have message. And we don't have to let our message go to the grave with us. We need to share our story.
Exactly.
We need to use our voice, especially we women. The world is waiting for us. We don't have to, keep staying behind the curtain. It's time for us to show up and keep showing up. The world needs us. The world needs our energy. The world needs what we have to give. And all the experiences that we go through in life, both the bad and the good, they all make up our story. And we need to share it. And I don't know if I have to go on to the other books because they are four. I brought 4 books with me here to share. If you permit
Oh,
me, I can go on. Yeah.
well, I wanted to ask you a question about prune because
Yeah.
something I noticed, you actually have a picture of a phoenix on the front. I think that's so
Yes.
interesting. So you're rising from the ashes.
Yeah. Yeah. I choose the symbol phoenix because I represent so much to it. The phoenix is like a new birth,
Mhm.
going through the fire of life, coming out through the fire. The fire didn't burn me, but I come out more. I come out with strength. I come out with wisdom. I come out more prepared. You know, that's why I choose it here on the book page, on the book cover. Mostly, we allow the things we go through in life to determine who we are and who we become. It's
Yes.
not supposed to be like that, exactly. So we are pruned. We go through the fire of challenges, through the fire of whatever that we go through, but we don't have to allow those things to crush us down. We don't have to allow them to press us down. They are supposed to lift us higher. Like the phoenix, we come out, we fly. All I will call it the fire because it burnt away all the unnecessary bags and baggage I was carrying, unnecessary
Exactly.
relationships I was keeping, unnecessary habits, starting from even my eating habits have to change.
Mm.
I started to love myself. I learned to love myself because I learned that for me to be able to love others, I have to first learn how to love me, have to love me. And when I began to love me, that is how I could be able now to show the world how to love me. But it has to start with me. And this is what book is all about. It has
That's
to start with me.
beautiful. That's
Yeah.
beautiful. And even when you mention fire, I think about sometimes fire is used to purify. So,
Exactly.
yeah, so we have to purify ourselves, so to speak. So you're not really going through the fire, you're not becoming burnt, but you're
No.
purifying, getting rid of those toxic relationships, things that no longer serve you, and being willing to let go. That's beautiful.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly.
So let's talk about your next book.
Yeah, I want to talk about this book
Yeah, that's the book I
titled
read,
Soar.
Soar.
This is the one you read.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, this followed immediately followed the book Pruned. In this book, I choose the symbol ego instead of the fairness. Here, I choose ego, and the title is Soar. Why do I choose ego? When I was going down the valley, when I was down there in the valley, and I was going through the fire of you know challenges and difficulties, I was struggling. I struggle with it. I struggle with letting go because I realized that God really wants me to let go of a lot of toxic relationships that we are not serving me, a lot of uh, friendship that I'm keeping, a lot of family members that I want to carry along with me. But sometimes we need to realize that where God is taking you, those people might not they might not, you don't need them to be with you. You don't need to carry them with you. They are
Exactly.
not prepared. They're not meant for you. Maybe you might come back to help them in one way or the other, but you need to, first of all, move on with your life. You need to move ahead. And when I realized this, I let go. I allowed God to show me how to go through life without struggling like an eagle. I learned to fly without struggling. I just open my hands, open my wings, and begin to soar. Because a soaring eagle does not need to struggle, you know. So this book is all about how God taught me to go through life without struggling, without worrying about the next minute, without worrying about tomorrow, without stressing myself about a lot of things, how to pay my bill, what to do next. It doesn't mean that I have to live, being irresponsible. No, this is not what the book is talking about. This is book is talking about having
Mm.
faith in God, and also believing in yourself, and also showing up no matter what you have, no matter where you are. Don't wait until you have everything set apart. Don't wait until everything is okay. Don't wait for the right moment. Just start with what you have and with where you are, and begin to do something. Begin to believe
Exactly.
in yourself. Begin to take a step. And you might not know where that step can take you, but I believe that a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. You know, I also shared a lot of things about grace, how grace of God in me helped me to overcome a lot of battles that I have to encounter. And also during the time I have to undergo a laparoscopic operation. I did operation on my right hand, right side kidney,
Mm-hmm.
uh, and also on my urethra. I almost died. I almost gave up. But I thank God that I was able to survive it and recover. God gave me a second chance to live. You know, I
Yes.
no longer struggle. I no longer struggle. I'm no longer afraid of tomorrow. I'm no longer afraid of heights, because I know that the grace of God is there for me. The grace is always sufficient.
Yes.
Soar, ready
Ashe.
to soar to new heights. Yeah.
Ashe. One thing I must say, what I took away from that book when I read it is that when you soar, like when you're getting ready to go to new heights, you are not going to take certain people with you.
No.
It really comes to the point that people are in your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. Even if it's a
Yeah.
marriage, sometimes that marriage
Exactly.
is not going to last with you through
Exactly.
your life to the end of your lifetime. So that's what I
Exactly.
definitely took. So as you soar, as you gain higher, as you get into a higher frequency in your life, certain people are going to fall away from you. So I must say
Exactly.
that's what I got from your book. It was so inspirational.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, most of us, we want to, you know, as you mentioned, marriage. That reminds me. Uh, Sometimes we believers, we Christians, we believe that what God joined together, as the Bible says, let no man put asunder. But first of all, you have to ask yourself, when you step out and enter into such a relationship and getting married, did is it God that led you in the first place? Because the Bible made it clear. It said what God joined together. So are you sure it is God that joined that relationship in the first place? Because mostly some of us, we ended up marrying the wrong person, not the person that God wanted us to marry, and not even somebody that God wants us to join together. And we stay there and we die in silence, and we keep dying in silence, because this is what religion does. The Bible says God had divorce, forgetting also that the same God that had divorce had to see me, his daughter, waste away in a toxic and abusive relationship called
Exactly.
marriage.
Yes.
So to me, it is very wrong. And that's why I want to use this book as a message to send out to the world, to all the women that are still wasting away in toxic relationships, to let them know that they can set themselves free. They can be free. The most important thing is you, your life. No, nobody will come to your grave and say, "Oh, well done. You really stayed well in your marriage and you died in your marriage." You know, the best thing for you is to walk away from a toxic relationship. Walk away from anything that is poisoning your soul, anything that is stopping you from becoming the woman God wants you to become. Because there are people that are looking at you. There are people that are out there that you can inspire with your life. But until you step out into your purpose for life, you cannot accomplish that. And a toxic relationship will destroy your potentials. It will drain you. it will drain you or you sap you of all your energy and just leave you. To me, it's an error, and that error needed to be corrected. Yeah.
Ashe, ashe. I really believe that we live on we live vibrationally, and we need to be in that spirit of vibration. So high vibrational, being around high vibrational people,
Exactly.
and also making sure that you partner yourself on the same frequency as yourself. So it's very it's so important that we as women to really get to know ourselves before we then enter into a long-term relationship such as marriage. So I
Exactly.
really took that away from your book.
Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome.
And the next one I want to talk about is ROA.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a powerful
I don't
cover.
know. Thank you. This is ROA. ROA is about how I faced rejection. Rejection from the people I thought that once I step into my purpose, that they are going to support me. People I thought that they are going to be there for me. People that I thought that they are going to help me. I realized that it was the other way around. I faced rejection all round. But I thank God that I was able to turn the rejection, to turn the pain into gain. I refused to let them silence my voice because I've discovered my voice and I am determined to use that voice. So I refused to be silenced. And my message on this book to every other woman out there is never you let your voice be silenced. Use every rejection, use every adversity to your advantage.
Yes.
Don't ever let your voice be silent because your voice is important. Your voice is important. And why I use, you can see, I don't know if you can see it very well. This is a roaring
A
lion.
Yes.
So I say to them, to the haters, to the mockers, to all of them, I say to them, listen, I am not going to only speak out. I'm not going to whisper, but I'm going to roar. I'm going to roar so that the whole world will hear my voice.
Yeah.
I refuse to be silent.
Yeah, don't let them silence you. While you're talking, something just came to mind while you're speaking. Don't let your disappointment become your divine appointment. That's what just
Exactly.
decided to share that with you.
Exactly. Use every stone thrown at sometimes it is very easier for us to throw back the stones that was thrown at us. But we need to collect those stones. Collect them. Collect more of it. Had it been I know, I would have even collected more of the stones. Now I know the benefit of those stones. Collect them, collect all of it and use it to build yourself a big castle. And when you have built yourself that castle, climb up. The view is more beautiful from the top. Don't ever waste those stones. Use them to your benefit. This is what this book is all about. Yeah.
Yes. So let's see your fourth book, your newest book. Yeah. This is the book.
The newest one.
I'm so attracted to this book. I can't wait to read it. Whenever I have time, I definitely will read it.
I'll be glad you read it because here I said to the world, this is me. I'm not going to take permission. I'm no longer going to wait for me to be validated. I'm showing up. I'm showing up the whole of me. This is me, unapologetically me. I've discovered my purpose. And I want to encourage every woman out there also to discover their purpose. And once you discover your purpose, refuse to be silenced. Don't accommodate any insecurity. Don't allow fear to hold you down. Step forward, move forward, step into your purpose, step into living your dreams.
Mm.
You know, life is well lived when you can live with passion, and purpose allows you to live life with passion. Purpose allows you to live life with passion. You know, this book is very nice. I'm sure you are going to benefit from it. I'm be getting a lot of feedbacks from the people who have read it, and they talk well of it. They talk very well of it. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
glad.
Yes. So whenever I get a chance, I definitely will be reading that book. So I want to ask you, what exactly made you want to become an author? Is this something that you've been doing since you were a child, or is this something you started doing later on in life?
Yeah, actually, what prompted me to start writing is is this. You know, sometimes we have many ways of expressing ourselves. We have many ways of sharing our thoughts, sharing our idea. And I found out that I flow easily when I'm writing. And I started writing short quotes, you know, short write-ups
Oh, short
until,
stories? You mean like short
yeah,
stories?
no,
Okay.
no, just like write-ups on maybe on Facebook.
Oh, got you.
And yeah. And one day I decided, I think all that I have gone through in life, all that has happened to me in life, they happen for a purpose. And I don't want to die with those message inside of me. I believe that by sharing my message, other women can benefit from it. And there is no way I can share those message without putting it down on black and white, you know. So that was how I started to write. I started with my Facebook. I started writing, sharing my stories, sharing all the experiences that I went through in life. And from one book, the second one came out, the third one came out, and now we're so that was how it started. I
Isn't that
just feel like
amazing?
I need to share. Yeah, I just feel
That's
like I need to share.
amazing. It really is. You have one
Thank you.
thought, and then it becomes another, and it becomes another, and it becomes another.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then I
Exactly.
know you have another book inside of you too.
Yeah, actually, right now I'm working on another book called I titled it "Let's Talk Sex." Yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah,
I'm
and
looking forward to
I
reading that
hope.
too.
Yeah, this is a topic nobody wants to talk about, especially in the church. We don't
Yeah,
want to talk
yeah.
about it. Yeah, we I don't know. We believe we are so holy, and to talk about sex is like a taboo. The church doesn't talk about that. Don't go that area. You know, it's a no-go area. But every healthy relationship must start with a healthy knowledge of sexuality. We need to
Exactly.
educate. We need to educate our youths. We need to educate our young women, our young men. You know, most most of our marriages are destroyed because we are not, you know, really educated on that area. Most of us women, and they go into marriage and they find out that they don't know a lot of things, and they sabotage their relationships. So I believe that God wants me to share a lot of things, because, for example, when a man said, I love you, okay, he loved you, he proposed to you are his word, you are his everything, and then you are living together. All of a sudden you realize that that love is no longer there. What happened along the road? Something happened. And then he started looking outside, started seeking that, you know, contentment or pleasure or whatsoever outside. So what happened? Something went wrong somewhere. And until we are able to identify all these things and address them properly, we will keep on wearing that mask. All is well with me in my marriage. While, you know, you are dying silently inside. Most women go to bed wetting their pillows. They cry themselves to sleep. And in the morning, they put on the mask, makeup,
Exactly.
everything, and they show up. No need of putting on the mask. We need to remove the mask. We need to ask for help, seek for help, speak out. Healing comes when you speak out. You cannot be healed when you are, you pray, you fast, but you refuse to speak out, to say, this is what I'm going through. In my marriage, I'm having these issues. I'm having this problem with my spouse. If you don't speak
Exactly.
out, there's no way you can get help. There's no way you can heal. No matter how you pray, no matter how you fast.
Yeah,
So I believe, and yeah.
you need to talk about it. Definitely. I think about holistic lovemaking. So you first of all, that begins with self. We have to know how to love ourselves before we
Exactly.
could know how to do that with a spouse or a significant other. So it's so important that we actually teach young women this. So that's beautiful that you're coming out with that book.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could
Exactly.
even
You
see you just
can
doing a workshop about it as well.
exactly. Yeah. Because there's no way you can share from an empty vessel. You have to get filled first. And from that overflow, you
Mm,
can now begin to share. When you begin to share what you don't have, it drains you up. It drains you up. And once you are drained, you are no longer living. We need to learn how to love ourselves first. When we
yeah.
can be able to love ourselves, then we can be able to love the next person.
Exactly. Exactly. Well, Augustina, I have to tell you, I really enjoyed this conversation. And I thank you so much for coming on my podcast today. And I want everyone to visit Augustina's her social media platforms, and also I want you to check out her books. They're all available on Amazon, and all the links and her social media platforms will be in the show notes. So if you're watching this on YouTube, it will be in the description box below. I thank you so much once again for coming on today. Thank you. It's been
Thank
such a
you.
pleasure chatting with you.
My pleasure. Thank you so much. And remain blessed.
And thank you,
Thank you.
everyone. I thank you, everyone, for watching today. Peace and blessings to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for listening to Just Dropping Gems podcast, proud partner of Rude Rangers Unite and Strong Island Entertainment. We could be found on Roku and on the Rude Rangers app, which can be downloaded on your iOS or Android devices. This episode is sponsored by Pure Romance by Venice. Venice Richards, your pure romance consultant, inspires women to enhance their intimate lives and take care of their sexual health. Book your party today. Info in the show notes or description box below. It has also been sponsored by Dropping Gems Publishing and Dropping Gems Academy. Be sure to visit our website where we offer holistic solutions with the soul in mind. Subscribe to our YouTube channel at droppinggems.com. If you are interested in being a sponsor or advertising on this podcast, you can contact us at www.keishachristian.com or email us at keishagems@gmail.com. Much abundance to you. Peace and blessings.